Welcome back all. And for those that don't know me, I'm an artist who loves all things creative, including cooking, music, crafting, etc., and of course art and animation. In fact, I come from an animation and traditional art background, having a degree in illustration and design, and one in classical animation. Inking is one of my favorite things to do digitally, but I've neglected my traditional art practices in past years. Used to do oil, acrylic, and watercolor painting regularly. I just don't have the space anymore like I did when I lived alone. But I managed to carve out a little space for myself here on this desk. My Cricut machine is kind of in the way, but I can always move it. I do my sketching and gouache and sometimes watercolor. I'm trying to get back into that too. If you're wondering who this gorgeous cat is in the reference picture, that was our Stellina. Barry started feeding her in October of 2017. He started feeding her outside, and eventually he started feeding her inside. And by the beginning of January, she didn't want to go out anymore. So we adopted her, took her to the vet, and that was that. She seemed so happy. But it was only a few years later, or about a year later, what am I saying, that she developed kidney problems and her health deteriorated. So by August of 2019, we had to euthanize her. She couldn't even move properly anymore, and I didn't want to put her through any more suffering. It was the first time I ever euthanized an animal, and the hardest thing I ever had to do. I literally went to vomit in the bathroom because that was just my reaction. I loved her so much, and I couldn't believe she was gone. But of course, we're never really gone, are we? So I know my Stellina's watching over me. A paper-like screen protector. It's not really from the company Paper-like, but it's paper-like. It's supposed to emulate the feeling of paper on my iPad, but it's old, so it's slippery. So I don't like the sensation of drawing on my iPad as much as I did in the beginning. And I really like that tactile experience of traditional art, where you're touching the paper and the paints and you're getting dirty. And I don't know about the getting dirty part, but I really like to feel with my hands what I'm doing and what I'm creating. So digital art is fine. It helps you clean up your work, and it helps things stay nice and clean and contained. There's no paper, or everything's contained in the machine. But I want to get back into traditional art some more, because here I am, I'm about to start adding what is supposed to be watercolors, and it's just not doing it for me like real watercolors do. So this video here is an homage to our Stellina. She was really sweet. She was a very sweet soul, very gentle soul. You could pick her up and hold her like a baby, and even though she didn't like it, she never scratched or got upset. She was really, really docile and a very sweet cat, very vocal too. I loved hearing her meow in that December of 2017 when she first started coming in and she first met me. She had the sweetest little meow. I'll never forget it. So of course I had to depict her as an angel because that's what she is. And at first I wanted to do like hyper-realism but fantasy-like, obviously, because the cat doesn't have wings that we can see, even though they have wings because they are angels. They're all angels. And so are dogs and all animals. But I had seen this video on YouTube of this beautiful fairy and fantasy art, and it was gorgeous. And they had this cat, this kitten, that was all furry and beautiful with wings, and that's where I got my idea. But of course, hyper-realism is hard to attain, for me, in any case, right now. So that's why I just got her stylized here in this drawing, this cartoon. I think it's cute. It was a lot of fun to do. I like to put a circle around everything in my stickers, or something that stabilizes the background so they don't look like they're floating in space. And I like when there's little elements popping out, like her wings pop out a little. And I guess because I like breaking barriers, you know? I don't like staying inside the box or inside the lines. So I have fun with that. But although I'm enjoying this digital rendition, there's definitely going to be more traditional art coming your way here on YouTube for me, because I want to get into gouache again. I used to do it when I was in illustration and design, and it's a lot of fun and it's beautiful. That's what the background art was done with for Looney Tunes, a lot of the Looney Tunes animations, and I love them. I love that style. So yeah, so there's definitely going to be some traditional art coming along. Originally, like I said, I was going to have it in hyper-realism, and I was going to use bloom and luminance brushes for the wings, and that would have been a lot of fun, because the luminance brushes are basically, it looks like you're drawing with a neon light, and there's a nice glow around every line you make, and there's a few different brushes you can use, so it's great for fairy wings and fairy art. But in this case, I just left it flat, like a cartoon. I basically kept everything two-dimensional. Even the eyes I treated very lightly by adding some lighter shade on the right where the light source was coming from. I tried adding a darker shade into the eye here, but I didn't like it because it didn't look like her eyes. If you saw Stellina's eyes in real life, the picture's not doing them justice. They were the most gorgeous shade of green I've ever seen. They were like, not emerald, but just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful green that you can just stare at forever. And at this point here, I'm just trying to select everything but the white background. So I select the white background and invert the selection eventually. And this way I can put a solid white underneath the whole design area, so that there's no holes, because the way Cricut works, it'll see empty spots as a cut line. So I always make sure my stickers are opaque. The whole area of the sticker is opaque. And then here I am, I'm going to create an offset for the sticker, of course, because you need an offset. What I did was I added a colored background so that I could see what I'm doing. I was quite happy with the design finally, so I decided to print them as holographic stickers. So those are gonna come along, and eventually I'll be selling stickers. So if you want a holographic sticker of Stellina, just let me know in the comments. Thanks. And the icing on the cake, of course, is punching it up with curves like I do here. Just a few clicks and everything looks much stronger.